Okay, so we are live also, and then let me, next thing is I need to record on my computer, record on this. Okay, so सार्थक जी, आप, is everyone there? सब आ गए हैं? अनम्यूट करो अपने आप को, अनम्यूट करो पहले. अनम्यूट करो, आई कांट हियर, मैं सुन नहीं सकता आपको. आप नहीं सुनाई दे रहा. आप, हाँ आप सुनाई दे रहा है. तो आप जो आपने किया था ना, जिस बटन को दबाया था उसको ध्यान से रखो, क्योंकि ये इसमें फिर बीच में गैप आ जाएगा ना काफी. अब ठीक है, आपने जैसे अनम्यूट किया था वो याद कर लो. ठीक है, ओके. सो सारे हैं यहाँ पर, राइट? तो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. थैंक यू. सो साई राम टू ऑल. टुडे वी आर गैदर्ड हियर in continuing our discussion on the Baba's close devotees, whom Dr. Antonio has interviewed, right? And again, Dr. Antonio is with us today. Welcome, Sai Ram, Dr. Antonio. And I will tell you that. Oh, hold on. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
okay.
Can you hear me, Sai Ram?
Yes, Sai Ram, Antonio. Sorry.
Hi.
So, I will tell you this thing that, we have been, and then another what we have is we are going to be talking about Bappaji. Bappaji was, we will give all introduction, very brief introduction about Bappaji, Lakshman Mama, because the main agenda for today is, in the last session we did, hear about Balaji Gurav. In this session, we are going to hear about Bappaji. And I can tell you from my experience that this is really great opportunity for all of us, because we have been hearing from descendants, right? This is like it goosebumps comes on me when I hear directly from this devotee. And you will hear that in the voice, Bappaji is very passionate about Baba, and he is very particular what all of us should know and what all of us should not know. Okay, so, and this is all possible because of Dr. Antonio, and he was inspired by Baba. This is all Baba's creation, that he manifested all his recordings now for all our consumption, right? And I will also, like I did in the WhatsApp group and before, I will also publish. Please go to Dr. Antonio's book. It's free for download, and also all the audio recordings are also there. We'll publish in this chat as well as on YouTube also. So Akshayji, can you put it there on the YouTube chat as well as this Dr. Antonio's link, so that devotees can make use of it. So with that, सार्थक जी, we are also live from Shirdi at विठल जी मंदिर. जो इंटरव्यू हुई थी बप्पा जी की, वो विठल मंदिर में ही हुई थी, right? Dr. Antonio, the interview was done in the Vitthal Mandir, right?
No, it was done in Baba's house. I was at his house.
Okay, so बप्पा जी का घर कहाँ था? वो कह रहे हैं उन्होंने बप्पा जी के घर में ली थी, बिकॉज इन द इंटरव्यू मैं सुन सकता हूँ घंटियां, मंदिर की घंटियां जो यहाँ पर हैं. तो आप बता सकते हैं बप्पा जी का घर विठल मंदिर के पीछे है, कहाँ, या यहीं पर है?
हाँ सर, विठल मंदिर में ही रहते थे. मतलब वो अपने घर में, हमारा पूरा वाड़ा है, वाड़ा में विठल मंदिर था और उधर ही रहते थे विठल मंदिर में.
Right, because I can hear the bells, so that's why I asked this question. So what we will do is, सार्थक जी, आप बहुत संक्षिप्त में हम क्या करेंगे कि लक्ष्मण मामा जी और बप्पा जी के बारे में हम भक्तों को बताएंगे। हमारा एक we already had another episode, separate episode before, talking in details about Bappaji and all that stuff, but I can tell you that Bappaji is like Balaji Guru. We talked about Balaji Guru. He was also 20 years, around 20 years when Baba took mahasamadhi. Bappaji was also same age around that time, and he was also very close to Baba. And
Yes.
he is the, if you remember, when we talked about Nulkar ji, Tatya Sai Nulkar ji, when he took samadhi in 1911, right? If you remember, we discussed this. Nulkar ji ने बताया था ये कि when Tatya ji was in Sathewada and he wanted to, he couldn't go to Dwarkamai and see Baba and talk to him. So he wished that somebody can go there and tell him what's happening in Dwarkamai, because he was in last moment. So he had the distance, he had the vision actually what's happening in Dwarkamai, and it was Bappaji who was sitting in Dwarkamai with Baba, and they were doing some pranks and all that stuff, and there was a cloth hawker which came on the street, and Bappaji said to Baba, I want to buy this red cloth. So Baba ne kaha, chalo go and buy, and then Bappaji put it on Baba's head, and Baba put it on Bappaji's. All this episode, actually, Tatya Sai Nulkar had this vision when he was in Sathewada in his last moment. So Bappaji was a person that has been mentioned there. And you will also hear in the interview, Bappaji's passion, right? And there are some new information, or I would say some different information that I will highlight as we discuss through the version which is mentioned in the Pothi is different. But let's all remember that Bappaji was 90 plus years old when this interview was done in 1985. So, so he was pretty old to remember all those dates and all that stuff. But there are few things that I will highlight when at the right juncture in this interview, right? So सार्थक जी, हम संक्षिप्त में बप्पा जी के बारे में और आप जो हैं उन भक्तों को बताइए।
ठीक है, हिंदी में बताए तो चलेगा सर?
हाँ, हिंदी में बताइए।
ठीक। ओम साई राम। मेरा नाम सार्थक जगदीश रत्नवारकी है। लक्ष्मण बाबा हमारे 4th फादर थे। इधर जो बैठे ये हमारे अंकल है विनायक रत्नवारकी। पीछे जो बैठे है वो मेरा ब्रदर है सुशील रत्नवारकी, और ये जो बैठे है वो मेरी सिस्टर है स्वरूपा रत्नवारकी। हमारा इतिहास ऐसा है कि जब साई बाबा ने देहांत रखा 1918 में, तो साई बाबा पहले सपने में आए थे लक्ष्मण मामा के। वो बोले थे कि आप मेरी पहली काकरारती कीजिए। तो जो पहली काकरारती जिसने की वो हमारे लक्ष्मण मामा है, और उनके जो बेटे थे वो बाप्पाजी रत्नवारकी थे। वो साई बाबा के बहुत क्लोज थे। ये मंदिर का इतिहास ऐसा है कि लक्ष्मण मामा हमेशा पंढरपुर जाते थे पांडुरंग स्वामी की इधर। तो जब वो चंद्रभागा रिवर में स्नान कर रहे थे तो उनको ये मूर्ति लगी। उन्होंने वो ऊपर निकालने की कोशिश की, लेकिन वो ऊपर निकाल नहीं सकी। तो वैसे ही पंढरपुर से शिरडी आ गए। तो शिरडी आने के बाद फिर साई बाबा उनके ऊपर गुस्सा हो गए कि आपने मेरे फादर को क्यों नहीं लाया। तो उनको ध्यान में आया कि साई बाबा किसके बारे में बता रहे। तो जब उन्होंने उनको बोला कि वो बहुत भारी था तो निकल नहीं आएगा, वो बोले वापस जाओ, अभी आसानी से आपको मिल जाएगा। तो वापस पंढरपुर गए तो मूर्ति ऑटोमेटिक ऊपर आ गई। तो मूर्ति पालकी के साथ इधर आई और इधर ये प्रस्थापित की मूर्ति। उसके बाद में लक्ष्मण दासगुरु महाराज जी ने बाकी की मूर्ति प्रस्थापित की, और इधर दासगुरु महाराज जी ने शिरडी मेरा पंढरपुर आरती स्टार्ट की थी जितने के लिए।
ओके और आपके साथ जगदीश जी है, विनायक जी हैं? ओके आप जो हो बप्पा जी के ग्रैंडसन हो, राइट? मतलब उनके लड़के के लड़के, राइट? ओके, so when Dr. Antonio interviewed Dr. Antonio, do you know who was there with Bappaji? Was his son along with him in the interview, or do you remember?
No, they were grandson, I think.
हाँ, नहीं मैं डॉक्टर एंटोनियो से पूछ रहा हूँ कि when he did the interview कि उनके साथ, आप तो बहुत छोटे होंगे, आपके पिताजी होंगे इंटरव्यू के टाइम, राइट?
Yes, पिताजी.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Sorry. I will make you co-host so that you can unmute yourself. Yes. Dr. Anthony, can you do that now?
Yes. I remember being with Bappa Baba. It was 18 October 1985. And I was there, I remember, at his house with the interpreter. And I remember he also showed us some coins, and I was allowed to take his picture on photo just in front of his house. And I don't remember seeing other people. I just remember meeting him. Perhaps there were other people in the house, but I don't remember actually. I only remember meeting him and having 2 interviews with him. The first lasted about 1.5 hours and was the longest. And then we had a second conversation a few days later, which was a shorter interview, just about 30-40 minutes.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So another thing, so we'll jump to the interview now, right? अब हम interview पे चलेंगे. और another thing is, you will see, जो बालाजी गुरव थे, he was talking more in Hindi, so we can understand. So, but Bappaji was very, his most of the answers were in Marathi. So again, this episode wouldn't have been possible without the help from your fellow devotee, actually, whom she translated that word to word, helping us identify, along with some of the English translations, what Dr. Antonio's and Swami, his interpreter, has done, right? So now I will mute you, Sarthak ji. Can you mute yourself? Actually, now you should be able to unmute. I have made you co-host. ठीक है, तो अब आप mute कर सकते हो आप अपने आप को. I will move to the interview. Okay. So how we will do is, I have put the pauses at the right junctures where we can explain to the devotees in English, because it's already in Marathi and some Hindi. Most of the people can understand, but I will try, to explain to the best. And this has been translated by your fellow devotees. So let's start.
Bappaji, Baba Bappaji. The 87 years old.
Here is 87.
87
years old.
The
Bappaji says, when he was in 24 years old, this Bappaji was in 24 years old, Sai Baba took samadhi. Baba was lying long arms.
Yes.
His fingers were
Down to the knees.
that is called ajanubhav.
Okay, so here, they're talking about Bappaji was 24 years old in 1985 when Baba took samadhi, and in 1985 he was 90 plus years old, quite old to remember so much stuff. And also, as we all know, we have heard it before, Baba's was Ajanu Bahu, meaning his hands were very long, and way before his knee also. And those are the signs of great devotees, or Brahma. So now what we will, in the next clip, we are gonna hear about more interesting stuff about Baba from Bappaji.
आता काय पाहिजे आपल्याला, कोणत्या प्रकारची माहिती पाहिजे?
To ask more what he would like to say about.
अजून तुम्ही काहीतरी
हे बरोबर आहे तुमचं म्हणणं, परंतु कोणत्या प्रकारची माहिती पाहिजे? आता बाबा सर्वज्ञ सर्वेश्वर परमेश्वर ग्रेट गॉड आहे हे तर आपल्याला कबूल आहे ना. बाबांचे मूळ माहिती आपल्याला जर पाहिजे असेल, मूळ कुठून आले हे नाही,
ते नाही माहिती.
लोक आता पुष्कळ सांगतात गुजरातहून आले आणि मोगलाईतून आले, इकडून आले, ते काय खरं नाही. परंतु ते आयोनी संभव आहे. समजलं का? आयोनी संभव म्हणजे समजलं का? आई बाबाचा स्पर्श नाही,
ते नाहीये, ते पण नाहीये.
आपलं नामदेव महाराज जसे दामू शेठजीला याच्यामध्ये चंद्रभागेत सापडली,
बरं, नदीमध्ये.
मुलगा आणि वाहत आलेला आपल्या बायकोजवळ आणून दिला सांगतो. पण हे आयोनी संभव. कोण? कबीर महाराज आयोनी संभव आणि साई महाराज आयोनी संभव. पिपुटी ही या जगामध्ये विख्यात झाली म्हणून तुम्हाला मूळ सांगितलं. काय समजलं?
So in this, one thing you will observe that, Bappaji is talking like our elders in India, they will ask you, repeat, do you understand what I'm saying, right? And what he's talking here is that he's asking what type of information you want about Baba. And then his main thing is that he keeps repeating Baba is Ayoni Sambhav. So what that means is, he says many people say Baba came from Gujarat or Mughlai region, from the Mughal regions, right? Nizam, etc. But that is all not true. Nobody knows where Baba came from, his birth, all the details, and that's what Ayoni Sambhav means. And then he said that, like Namdev ji, right? That Damu Sheth ji ko Namdev jo mile the, he went to he and his wife, they moved to Pandharpur, and then there, once they were in Chandrabhaga river, like how they found Namdev ji, that's how Baba, nobody knows how Namdev ji came in the Chandrabhaga river, all that stuff. And same is the thing, same is story, about birth stories for Kabir ji, and that's what he's trying to relate, that same is for Baba. So nobody knows how Baba, came, his birth, his parents, that's what he's focusing on. So we'll move forward. And now what we are going to hear about is dwarkamai. So he will tell us about, we know dwarkamai was in a very bad state initially, right? Water used to seep during the monsoon. So it was refurbished by a devotee, and that's what we will hear about that.
दवारकामाई बांधलेली आहे.
तुम्हाला किती वय होतं त्यावेळी, बाबांच्या वेळी?
तर ते गोपाळगुंड सर्कल इन्स्पेक्टर, त्याला मुलगा नव्हता, त्याच्या बायकोला होणार नाही 25 डॉक्टरनी सांगितलं.
कुठलेच आहे तो?
गोपाळगुंड सर्कल इन्स्पेक्टर.
कुठले?
ते सातारेकडचे होते.
गोपाळ.
त्याच्या कुटुंबाला डॉक्टरनी सांगितलं मुलगा होणार नाही. बाबाकडे येऊन त्यांनी वर्षभर बाबांची सेवा करायची. दर गुरुवारी बाबा प्रसन्न त्याला झाले.
कुठले तो?
की त्याची भक्ती झाली, त्या भक्तीप्रमाणे त्याला प्रसन्न झाले. ते खाक म्हणजे आपली बुद्धी तुमच्या कुटुंबाला द्यायचा, असा आज्ञा झाली. असा हुकूम झाला. कोणाला? गोपाळगुंडला. त्याचे विश्वास फार होता, श्रद्धा होती, भक्ती होती, म्हणून साठी प्रसन्न झाले देव. आणि तिला 12 महिन्यानंतर.
Okay, so Gopal Gund, he was the circle inspector from Satara district that Bappaji is saying, was the person who actually started the work refurbishing, fixing Dwarkamai. And why he did that was he did not have a kid. Like we know, Baba, gave kids issues to many devotees. And after showing to 25 many doctors, he came to Baba and he will serve him every Guruvar and all days and with full devotion. So Baba gave his wife Udi and asked to take Udi with water. And after 12 months, they had a kid, and then he fixed. He was very happy, and we also know other stuff, that how Ram Navami started Ram Navami and all that stuff. So we'll move to the next thing.
ही शिकवलं नाही. त्यांनी काही शिकवलं. गोपाळ गुंडाला मुलगा झाला. त्यांनी ही मशीद बांधली. मशीद म्हणजे द्वारकामाई. ते 1867-65 वेळेची गोष्ट आहे. तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी आगतीत लिहिला काय आघात शक्ती म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी डॉक्टरनी 25 जणांनी सांगितलं हिला मुलगा होणार नाही. केला बाबांनी सांगितलं मी वांझे सकरोनी या कृपा संतती दिली. हे झालं. त्यांनी बांधली काय द्वारकामाई. द्वारकामाईच्या बांधकामामध्ये दगडामध्ये तो मोठा दगड आला. त्या दगडावर बाबा बसत होते. आहे का त्या ठिकाणी फोटो ठेवलेला. म्हणजे आता ही गोष्ट बाजूला झाली. आता दुसरं विचार ते सांगितलं मी.
Okay, so here what he's saying is he's continuing on that around 1866 and 1865, Gopal Gunji refurbished the Dwarkamai, right? And he had full devotion into Baba. And then he's telling us about, and few of you may have heard how the stone where Baba used to sit, the big stone, that was actually found, what Bappaji is saying, during that process when they were fixing Dwarkamai, that big stone also came along along during the construction. And that's what, since then, Baba used to sit on that stone in the Dwarkamai. And another thing, Dr. Anthony, I observed that he's also singing at times when he's narrating. He's singing that thing. I don't know, because he comes from the Purohit family, and that's what, I don't know. Do you remember anything?
No, I don't remember him singing, but the point you make is important, I think. But no, I just remember him speaking.
Yeah. And then we all have to have patience, because he's repeating a lot of things, but I see why he's repeating is because he's passionate and he wants that message to get across to all the devotees, today and going forward. That's why he keeps repeating and asking, do you understand, right? I think we are all aware, many of our elders do that. So now what we will get to the next clip is about details about the Masjid Mai.
बाबा केव्हा केव्हा राग भरत असत. केव्हा केव्हा मारायला धावत असत. केव्हा केव्हा कशा करता हे पटत नव्हतं. कोणाचं काय पटत नव्हतं. अविधी कृत्य करणारे, अनाचार करणारे, माता निंदा करणारे, असे साईबाबाचं नाटक आहे का काय म्हणून पाहणारे असे जे येत होते, त्यांना ते हाकून देत होते. त्या मशिदीच्या 3 पायऱ्या आहेत. कळतं का तुम्हाला? सात्विक, राजस, तामस अशा 3. असे सात्विक मनुष्याला वर येऊ द्यायचे, नाहीतर हाकून द्यायचे. ही परिस्थिती सात्विक माणसामध्ये कोण बरं का?
Okay, so here he's saying that Baba used to, we all know, this is not the news to us. Baba used to get angry, and then he will at times hit also people, although it has different connotations. And what he's saying is he did not like people who did not have good qualities, or who had bad intentions, or who had ill feelings about others, or who were dhongis, or who think that Baba is dhongi. Right, he will not let them in the Dwarkamai. Right, he will only let people who have the sattvic and right intentions. And we remember, if you remember, Nana Sahib Nimonkar, right? Who brought Nana Sahib Nimonkar to Baba very in early years was Shama's father. And at that time, villagers used to believe that Baba is a mad fakir. And whenever they will go to Dwarkamai, Baba will hit them with stones and not let them enter. But when Nana Sahib Nimonkar went with them, Baba did not say anything, because Nana Sahib Nimonkar wanted to meet this great fakir, or not mad fakir, but great fakir, and he did not do that. And that's why they asked him, how did Baba let? And that's what Nana Sahib Nimonkar also said. So this is the same thing what Baba is saying. Another thing what Bappaji is saying is Dwarkamai step. There are 3 steps, right? They are signifying Satvik, Rajas, and Tamas. And whoever is Satvik, right, he can only enter into Dwarkamai. Okay.
Baba was always sitting in the position of the leg,
महत्वाचा फोटो आहे ना द्वारकामाई मध्ये ते बसलेले आहेत. ते काही पाय काढलेला नाही. पाय काढलेला कुठे? दगडावर. आणि तो दगडाचाच फोटो इकडे घेतलेला आहे. स्टॅच्यू मोठा काय
दगडावर बसलेला
मूर्ती कुठे बसवलेली? बुटींच्या वाड्यात, म्हणजे समाधीच्या पुढे जी मूर्ती बसवलेली आहे ती दगडावरच्या सारखी आहे. आता सात्विक याच्यामध्ये लोकमान्य टिळक, सात्विक समजलं का? सात्विकची पायरी वरची, काय समजले? म्हणजे सात्विक माणसं कोण मनात ओळखत होते. अंतरसाक्ष साई बाबा अंतरसाक्ष नाही, अंतरसाक्ष समजलं ना? हा, दिल का जान के समजले. तर
बाबा
टिळक, त्यानंतर मुक्ताराम, गांधीबाई साहेब, यशवंतराव चव्हाण, आणि पूर्वीचे तुमचे खापरले काकासाहेब दीक्षित, समजले, मोरेश्वरराव प्रधान, आणि हे ग्रंथ करणारे दाभोळकर, हे नेहमी बाबांच्या जवळ असत. बाबा त्यांना येऊ देत असत. बाबा त्यांच्याशी गोष्टी करीत असत. आता गोष्टीचे लोक पुष्कळ आहेत. हे एवढे.
So here the question is asked, like, how was Baba, what was the Baba's posture, how you sit? So Bappaji is saying that whenever he was sitting on that stone, the big stone that was found during the Dwarkamai reconstruction, he will fold his one leg on top of the other, but otherwise he will be sitting inside Dwarkamai in the normal posture, right? And then he's saying Baba is Antar Sakshi, he knows everything, and he's telling about the Satvik people who visited him, like Tilakji. Lokmanya Tilakji visited him. Muktaram ji, Gandhi Bai he mentions, Kharpade ji, Dikshit ji, Dhabholkar ji, Moreshwar Pradhan ji. He said they will all come to Baba and sit with him. Baba will do goshtis and do lot of other conversation.
So Baba ever told him something?
हे आम्ही कृष्णार्पण केलेलं आमचं काय सेवा आहे ती आम्हाला जे अनुभव आहे ते कशाला सांगायचे. परवा तुम्हाला चवली दाखवली होती. आणि त्यानंतर मधून अजून जे बोलत होते ते साधारण बोलत असत. आशीर्वाद जे दिले ते मी कोणाला सांगत नाही. कसं कसं सांगायचं? काय पैसे कमवायचे का? बाजार आहे का? मग
okay, so here we are asking Bappaji ki any teachings Bappaji had. So he said Baba gave many, like different devotees were given different messages and blessings, right? One thing I would share that what I have learned is it was very, when Narasimha Swamiji wrote the experiences of saint devotees, it was very difficult for him to get that information, because devotees believe that they don't want to share that experiences with other people, and that can be for various reasons, because that's meant for them. And also, when this is, most of the devotees were in Marathi speaking, and then it gets translated to English and other language, it loses its meaning or get twisted, the information loss, right? So what Bappaji is saying is that I was given a lot of ashirvad, blessings, but I'm not going to share with you, because that's meant for me. And that's what he's he's talking about.
आता सांगायला पुष्कळ येत. आता काय काय सांगायचं. अहो, ज्यांना पुत्र संतती नव्हती त्यांना संतती दिली. ज्यांना दत्ताचा अवतार, दत्त भक्त होता, त्याला साईबाबांनी दत्त म्हणून दाखवलं. साई बने दत्त महाराज, जो पूर्ण करे दिनकाळ. तुम्ही पाहिले ते? हा, तुम्ही पाहिलेलं आहे कधी? काय ते दत्त म्हणून? ते ज्याचे त्याला दाखवणार, जो त्यांना पाहिजे त्याला. हा, दासगणू महाराज म्हणाले, मी गंगेला जायचं स्नान करायला, मला गंगेला जायचं आहे. लिहिलेलं आहे. थांबा, हा, काय लिहिलेलं आहे ना? थांबा म्हणले, पाय दाबायला लावलं, दोन्ही अंगठ्यातून पाणी यायला लागलं. सांगितले त्यांनी, दोन्ही अंगठ्यातून यायला लागलं पाणी. तर गंगा यमुना दोन्ही अंगुष्ठी दाखवली.
So here Bappaji is saying that Baba will, Baba is Parvatigar, right? He will give darshan to all the devotees depending on who their guru is. Is it Shiva, Vittalji, Dattaji? So he will give different appearances to all his devotees. And he is mentioning the episode of Das Kanuji, right? We all know Das Kanuji once asked Baba that I want to take bath in Ganga Sangam, and Baba said, no need to go, you press my feet. So as he started pressing his feet, when he pressed his thumbs in the toe, the streams of water started flowing, and that's what Bappaji is saying happened, and he got Ganga Jamuna.
Lot of money has been given like this, but now at present he is having only one coin from Baba.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
And the others have been spent by this Bappaji. Stop it. Always after 12 noon Aarti.
12 noon Aarti.
12 noon Aarti, Baba was getting so many Naivedya, means just like Prasad.
Yes.
After Aarti, Baba was distributing to devotees and others, and even to the poor.
So इसमें उनके पास बाबा ने, जैसे सबको बाबा काफी दक्षिणा देते थे, बाला साहिब गुरु को भी दिया था और बाकियों को भी देते थे. तो हम बाद में सुनेंगे, बप्पा जी बताते हैं इसमें कि कितनी टोटल देते थे बाबा एक दिन में. तो बप्पा जी के पास काफी दिए थे, बट बप्पा जी के पास उस समय एक ही कॉइन रह गया था जो उन्होंने इनको दिखाया था. वो उसकी फोटो भी है, और मैंने इनसे पूछा, अभी वो कॉइन नहीं है इनके पास सार्थक, और अभी जो शिरडी में जो आप देखते हैं इनके ग्रैंड डिसेंडेंट्स के पास. और बप्पा जी कह रहे हैं कि जब आरती के बाद बाबा के पास बहुत सारी निवेद्य आती थी, और वो सबको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देते थे.
मुलीची उदी हातात द्यायची, कपाळी लावायच्या, बाबांच्या हातात अंगाला द्यायचा. अच्छा. त्यांनी डोक्यावर हात ठेवायचा.
This is the same fact what we heard last, in the last episode from Balaji Gurav also. So this was also, I was not aware. So how devotees used to do that, they will take the vibhuti from the, dhuni, angare from the dhuni, they will put it on Baba's hand, hateli, and then Baba will put it on the forehead from there. That's how he used to do. Bala Sahib Guru said the same thing last time we heard, and Bappaji is saying the same thing in here.
आओ, एक हिमालयातून आलो होता संन्यासी, तपस्वी. तो त्यांनी सांगितलं की मला ब्रह्म बताओ. बाबा तुम्हारा बहुत कीर्ति है. काय? तुम्हारा बहुत कहीं अपना आशीर्वाद देने का अपना ये सामर्थ्य है, तो हमारे को बताओ। बाबा बोले ब्रह्म बताना, ठीक है, दुनिया में अल्लाह इलाही भरा है। काय समजलं? दुनिया में अल्लाह इलाही भरा है। दुनिया ये चीज, ये चीज परवरदिगार है।
अच्छा,
दुनिया ये चीज है, सब दुनिया में ब्रह्म भरा है। को भ्रम हो गया, आपको तुम्हाला भ्रम झालेला आहे, तर ब्रह्म दिसत नाही। तो ये सांगितलं, भ्रम निकल गया तो ब्रह्म मिलता है। क्या आपका भ्रम निकल गया तो ब्रह्म मिलता है। उनका कहना, उनका मानना, उनका जो दिल का बोलना है ना, तो अपना अंतकरण शुद्ध होता तो ब्रह्म मिलता, बस।
So here he is saying there was a sannyasi from Himalayas. He came and he wanted to know, wanted Baba to show him Brahma, right? So we know many people. There was a rich guy also who came. It's mentioned in the Poti also, but this is a different. He's saying some sannyasi. So Baba said, this world is Parvadigar. In each and everything you have Allah Ilahi, and why you are unable to see is because you have Brahm, you have ignorance. You need to remove those inner bad impurities so that you can talk to Brahma, you can see God. That's what he's talking of. And now what we are going to start moving towards is Baba's daily routine. So we heard in Balaji Guru's interview also what was Baba's daily routine. We will see the almost same stuff is being shared by Bappaji also.
दगडी चौरंग पडलेला आहे ना
समाधी मस्जिदमध्ये,
मशिदीमध्ये, द्वारकामाई मध्ये, त्या दगडी चौरंगवर बसून ते स्नान करीत होते।
व्हेरी स्टोन
पाणी तो बडगार देत होता ना,
म्हणजे ते बावडी जो लेंडीबाग मध्ये बावडी आहे त्याची नाही ना, बरं।
पाणी ते ज्या ठिकाणी शांती भवन झालेलं आहे त्याच्या अलीकडे विहीर आहे,
हे बाजूला,
त्या विहिरीचं पाणी नेहमी घ्यायचं।
So here Bappaji is mentioning about the four cornered stone on which Baba used to sit and take bath, and I think that bathing stone is now in the museum, and that was earlier in the Dwarkamai, and that's where he used to take bath. And then Bappaji is saying the water for that bath was, they used to get it from Bavdi, which was near Shanti Bhavan. There was Shanti Bhavan in the old days, and that place is near that three mandirs, Ganpati Mandir, Shani Mandir, and Shiva Mandir. That's near that. There was Shanti Bhavan, and there was used to be a Bavdi. From there, they used to get the Baba's bathing water.
दोन्हीचा पहिल्यांदा जुनी पहाटे प्रज्वलित करीत होते आणि त्या खांबाजवळ बारीक पादुका आहेत त्या ठिकाणी बसत होते। तुम्ही रेगाने विचारता तर भलतच विचारू नका, मध्ये आधी काय समजले? ते बाबा पसरले जात होते, तिकडून आले म्हणजे स्नान वगैरे नाही, धुनी पेटून द्यायचे आणि तिथे बसायचे। बसल्यानंतर एक तासभर आपलं चिंतन पूजन वगैरे मनातलं काहीतरी करायचे, त्यानंतर तिथून उठून आणखीन गादीवर बसायचे। कुठे हल्ली मोठा फोटो आहे बिल्डिंग केलेला, तिथे एक तास बसायचे। बरोबर 8 वाजता भिक्षेला जायचे गावामध्ये, भिक्षा पाहून करून आले म्हणजे ते कोळंब्यामध्ये ठेवायचे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये 2 घास खाऊन नंतर पाणी पिऊन तिथे पुन्हा बसायचे, मग शौचाला जायचे।
Okay, so what he's saying is that Baba, we know that Baba, when he used to get up early in the morning, Bala Sahib Guru shared last time, he used to get up at 5 a.m. he will go straight to the dhuni, and where he said there is a paduka there. If you go inside the dwarkamai event, what we shared last time, there's a golden paduka. That's where Baba used to sit, and then he will be sitting there for 1 hour for his chintan manan, and then he will go to the toilet, and then he will come back and sit on his gadi. The gadi means what Bappaji is referring to. Gadi and asan is where inside the dwarkamai where Baba used to sit. And then 8 a.m. like Bappaji mentioned also, 8 a.m. sharp Baba will go for bhiksha round, and then when he comes back, he will from the kolamba, that utensil where he used to gather the bhiksha, he will eat some, and then he will drink water.
लेंडीवर जायचे, सर्व ठिकाणी उभे राहायचे, सर्व लोक पाय पडायचे, आणि लेंडी नाला आहे माहिती, लेंडी नाला आहे माहिती, मग तिथे जायचे, ते झाडाला पाणी घालायचे, त्यांच्या हाताने औदुंबर, पिंपळ, निंब वगैरे लावलेले असायचे, त्यांना पाणी घालायचे, तिथे शौचाला जायचे, मग तिकडून यायचे. तो याचा फोटो आहे द्वारकामाई आपल्या याच्यामध्ये.
So here we know after bhiksha, Baba used to go to Lendi Bagh. So Bappaji is saying he used to go to Lendi Bagh, and there all people, devotees will come and touch his feet, and Baba used to water Odamba tree, neem tree, people vriksh, over there, and then he will come back and sit in Dwarkamai. And now what we will be doing is, so I have all the rest of the session will be focusing on Baba's samadhi, because Bappaji mentioned a lot of stuff about Baba's mahasamadhi. That's what the rest of the interview will focus on.
वाड्यामध्ये सर्वांना भोजनाला पाठवून दिलं. त्या दिवशी भोजन कोणाला दिलं नाही.
कोणत्या दिवशी
काय समजलं? 15 ऑक्टोबर.
15 ऑक्टोबर कोणाला दिलं नाही.
15 ऑक्टोबरची आरती झाल्याबरोबर 1 वाजल्यानंतर सर्वांना पाठवून दिलं. कुठे? दीक्षित वाड्यामध्ये. मग बाबा आपल्या सिंहासनावर बसले, म्हणजे गादीवर बसले. काय समजले? कुठे बसले?
सिंहासन गादीवर. ते
हल्ली हे जे आहे ना बाबांचं मोठा फोटो, त्या ठिकाणी गादी खाली होते ना, ते फोटो हे करण्याकरता सिंहासन मागून झालं. त्या वेळेला सिंहासन नव्हतं.
So here on October 15, Bappaji is saying after Aarti, Madhyan Aarti, Baba sent everyone to Dikshitwada, right, for food, and then he was sitting on the gadi there, which is inside the Dwarkamai.
I see. Ask him what was the atmosphere when Shirdi Baba dropped the body, where everybody was tearing.
Mahadev Fasle himself given the water to Baba.
And what happened the next minute when he expired?
Baba samadhi getle. At that time of samadhi, another lady was there. Is Bappaji. At the time, Baba sent to all the devotees to take the meal, the afternoon meal, in the district Vada. And one gentleman was there named Dr. Pillai. Baba told to Bappaji to get Pillai for seeing.
Sai Baba wanted to see Dr. Pillai.
Yes, Dr. Pillai. Then this Bappaji went to district Vada and get that Dr. Pillai to Baba. But within this time, Baba left the body. Sitaram Dixit was here at that time.
Sitaram Dixit
was here at that time. He made a telegram to district collector of Nagar. Then वो लोग आए ना फिर नगर से आए.
नगर से फोन याला चौबड़ आमदारला कोपरगावला फोन आला. वोट घेऊन निकाल देने.
अच्छा, तो कितना दिन हो गया?
कलेक्टर का तार का उत्तर ते तारचा उत्तर आला ना ते तोवर ममदार इथे आले. त्याला किती दिवस लागले? 15 ऑक्टोबर, 16 ऑक्टोबर, 16 रात्री पहाटे, जोपर्यंत पडून राहिलेले शवरूप, शव समजले का?
So here he's, Bappaji is talking about, right, when Baba left his, there were many people actually, the more I read, right, there were many people who were along with Baba in the dwarkamai, right? Mahadev Fasle ji gave order. We heard this from Balaji Gurav last time also. He also mentioned there is Baba left his body with he was sitting by the support of Bayaji Appe Kote. So Bayaji Appa Kote was there. We also know, we did the episode on Chandrabai Borkar. She also said that she was also there in Dwarkamai when Babaji left, right? So then Bappaji is asked that, what happened. So Chobak was the Mamaltar from Kopargaon. So he was called when this thing happened on October 15th, and then telegram was sent to collector in Nagar. We know this thing, Bala Sahib said the same thing. And then one thing I want to, you guys to focus here is, which is a differing from the Pothi, right? And Bappaji was very, very confident on this statement. So he said, so when he was asked, so how many days it took? So Bappaji said, 15th October happened, nothing was done. 16th October also gone, nothing happened. 16th October night also gone, nothing happened. And then the Shiv Roop means Baba's body, they was sleeping in Dwarkamai until, till then. This is a different thing than what is mentioned in the Pothi, because in the Pothi, I think it is mentioned that on 15th October, he was taken to Bhutiwada. But we will hear more about this. Again, these are not necessary stuff, relevant stuff, what dates, all that stuff. But I wanted to just bring your attention. And he was very confident about those dates. We will hear more. He even mentioned that on 17th October, गुरुवार को बाबा का जलसा निकाला गया, प्रदक्षिणा की गई. We know from Balaji Gurav also that बाबा की जो देह की प्रदक्षिणा, Baba took rounds of the entire village. So let's continue. We'll hear more.
ज्या ठिकाणी दिली त्या ठिकाणी बुट्टीने बांधलेलं ते वाडा, समाधीच्या ठिकाणी गोपाळ कृष्णाची मूर्ती त्याला बसवायची होती. कोणाला? बुट्टीला. परंतु बाबांचं देहावसान झालं, त्यामुळे त्यांनी सांगितलं की मी आता मूर्ती बसवणार नाही, बाबा इथे आणा, त्यांना समाधी, तेच माझे गोपाळ कृष्ण, म्हणून तिथे समाधी दिली.
So here when Bhuti ji was wanted Murlidhar Pratima in Bhutiwada. Now October 15th, Baba left his day. So now Bhuti ji wanted Baba to be his Murlidhar sitting in Bhutiwada. That's what he's saying.
समाधी झाल्यानंतर 17 तारीखला गुरुवारी 5 वाजता बाबांचं स्नान, मिरवणूक सगळं करून तिथे समाधी दिली. हिंदू पद्धतीप्रमाणे सगळं पुढे हिंदू पद्धतीप्रमाणे सगळं तिथे झालं. आता हे काय तुम्हाला जास्ती माहिती पाहिजे आहे, लिहून घ्यायचं आणि मग यांना सांगायचं इथे काय होतं.
So here you will hear Bappaji is saying that 17th October 5 बजे गुरुवार वाले दिन बाबा के देह की प्रदक्षिणा कराई गई पूरे गांव में, और फिर उन्हें बूटीवाड़ा में समाधि करी गई. How the samadhi was done, all the procedure, now we will hear from him now.
बरं का. 16 पहाटे म्हणजे 17 उगवताना आणि 17ला सर्व काही ते प्रदक्षिणा गावामध्ये आणि महाराजांची होऊन तेथे समाधी दिली. 5 फूट खोल आहे. 5 फूट खोल. खोल म्हणजे समजलं. खोल नाही समजत. खड्डा. ते खड्ड्यामध्ये कापूर, अत्तर, मीठ वगैरे पुष्कळ अनेक प्रकारचे आणि सुगंधी द्रव्य ते घालून शयन केलं त्याच्यावर त्याने आणि मग समाधी गेली. समाधी आणि खाली कापड होतं, बोरड होतं ना सफेद. हा अत्तर गुलाब वगैरे कापूर उत्पत्ती हे ते सगळं सांगितलं आणि त्यानंतर त्यांच्या अंगावर शेज फुलाची गेली. गुलाबाचे फुलं सगळे आणखी मीठ हे ते वगैरे पुष्कळ मग त्याचे काही.
So here what he's saying is that when the Baba Samadhi was done, a 5 feet deep hole, I mean the khadda was done, right? And on that white chadar was put. On top of that kapoor, gulal, attar or sugandhit perfumed items was put there, and then on top of that Baba's body was put to rest, and then on top of that fool ki sage ki thi, and then they put namak, salt on it.
समाधी होण्याच्या आधी 4 दिवस दासगणूला पंढरपूर मध्ये दासगणू महाराजांना माझ्या अंगावर फुलं टाक, माझ्या अंगावर फुलाची शेज कर, लवकर ये दृष्टांत दिला.
So here we all know this thing. Das Ganuji was given the vision by Baba that you come to Shirdi and put flower, sage ki, fool ki mala on top over me. But there is a difference between what Bappaji is saying on the date. Bappaji is saying 4 days before Baba Samadhi, meaning around 11th October, Baba gave Drishtant vision to Das Ganuji that you you come over here. But I think in Poti or somewhere I read that Baba gave on 15th October, around that. So I wanted to share this differences. Again, I think these dates are irrelevant. I'm just bringing to your attention. But I will show you, I will share with you my observations, what Bappaji is saying about Das Ganuji's coming and 4 days before. I'll complete this story once we hear this next clip.
तुम्ही आले का दासगणू महाराज?
नाही आले नाही. ते तिथे नवरात्र 9 दिवस पर्यंत असतात, कीर्तन असतात त्यांचे. येता आलं नाही. पण बाबांनी जिवंत असता समाधी न घेता अगोदर 4 दिवस त्यांना इंटिमेशन दिला हा या आणि फुलं टाका माझ्या अंगावर. म्हणजे काय याचा अर्थ काय
समजले. आणि बाबा आले, दासगणू महाराज कधी आले?
हा मग नंतर आले. ते तिकडच्या पौर्णिमा झाल्यावर निघतात, मग नंतर आले. पौर्णिमा समजला का? कोजागरी. कोजागरी पौर्णिमा
महाराज आले ना त्यावेळी बाबा गेलो होतो ना.
ते नंतर बोलतो. तुम्ही आले कधी हे सांगितलं तर मग पौर्णिमेच्या दिवशी झालं. आता त्यानंतर इकडे बाबांचा 13वा दिवस ज्या वेळेला झाला,
13वा दिवस
हे बाबा समाधिस्थ झाले दसऱ्याला. ते आले म्हणजे ते अध्यक्ष म्हणून कमिटी नेमली, परंतु साधारण नेमली, पूर्ण झाली नव्हती. फक्त तुम्हाला अध्यक्ष करायचं, जाऊ नका. आणि त्यांना इंटिमेशन काकासाहेबांनी दिले, काकासाहेब दीक्षितांनी. तो दासगणू महाराजांना हो आता 3 अहो ते पौर्णिमेला आले ना, बाबांचा 13वा होईपर्यंत थांबा. काय समजलं नाही समजलं. हिंदू धर्माप्रमाणे 13वा दिवस असतो. त्या दिवशी काहीतरी काय पूजापती अभिषेक उत्तम प्रकारचे कपडे लत्ते बाबांना अनेक प्रकाराने आणि सगळ्या लोकांनी जेवायचं भोजन 13व्या दिवशी भोजन असतं. काही विधी असतो. विधी वैद्यकीचा, विद्वान ब्राह्मणाकडून अभिषेक पूजा, काहीतरी 13 ब्राह्मण बसवायचे. 13 ब्राह्मणाला काही.
So here, so now we know that Baba gave Drishtant to Das Ganuji 4 days before, around 11th October. Then he's asked, so did Das Ganuji come? So Das Ganuji did not come, because Bappaji is saying Das Ganuji was in 9 din ka Kirtan, 9 days Kirtan, and he came after Khojagiri Purnima. So if you see, Khojagiri Purnima happened on 19th October in 1918. Right? So if you see what he's saying, that 11th October till 19th, it was around 9 days, and he came after that. So because Das Ganuji was in 9 days Kirtan. So that's why I was trying to share with you what how this is different from where you may be reading otherwise. Although this is not relevant, my fellow devotees, I'm just sharing with you what Bappaji is saying. But these dates do add up about Das Ganuji. And then Bappaji is very focused on that when Baba's last rituals was done, that was done according to Hindus' rituals. And then 13वां दिन, जो बाबा का जो 13th day was celebrated in a big way. He will, in the rest of the interview, he'll talk more details about that 13वां दिन. He said Brahmins were called, Dakshina was given, there were a lot of food preparations done on the 13वां day.
Sai Baba used to sing.
बाबा स्वतः काहीतरी गावात होतं, काहीतरी म्हणत होतं, भजन गिजन काहीतरी सांगत होतं. भजन म्हणत होतं क्या बाबा स्वतः?
हा भजन ते स्वतंत्र म्हणत असत, कोणाच्या बरोबर नाही म्हणायचं. आता हे झालं, हे समजलं का? याच्यातलं राहिला थोडा तुकडा. काय? दासगणू महाराजांनी पूजा पत्वी सेवा अभिषेक वगैरे सर्व करून 13 ब्राह्मणाला बसवून काय करायचं? वस्त्र पात्र दान दक्षिणा वगैरे, चांदीचे पेले दिले, शाल दिली, छोळे दिले. हे झालं का? इकडे दुसरं त्याच दिवशी दुसरं काय झालेलं आहे? पुष्कळ लोकांना भोजन प्रसाद दिला. कोणी?
So here there's another question that came up, that Baba, did Baba used to sing? That came in Balaji Gurav interview also. So yes, and we heard it's the same answer, that Baba did used to sing, but alone, or few times alone. But coming back to Bappaji saying Das Ganuji on 13वां दिन, 13th day of Baba's thing, this mahasamadhi, it was a big celebration. He distributed chandi ke patra, kapade, abhishek was done, 13 Brahmins were fed, and there was one person from Mumbai, Mumbaikar, he is referring Mumbaikar, he gave bhojan to lots of devotees.
Baba shaved.
अच्छा, बाबा दाढी गिडी करत होतो?
दाढी कधीतरी करीत होतो. दाढी करायचे कधीतरी म्हणलं म्हणजे त्यांच्या इच्छेला वाटेल तेव्हा, वर्षांनी 6 महिन्यांनी केव्हा तरी. हे असू द्या. यातलं हे राहिलं थोडा. ते 13व्या दिवसाला दासगणूंनी वेद वाक्य वगैरे ब्राह्मण भोजन ते झालं. इकडे मुंबईकरांनी 30,000 रुपये खर्च केला. उत्तम प्रकारचं पक्वान्न केलं, सर्व लोकांना दिलं. 30,000 लोक इकडे येऊन भोजन करून गेले.
बरं.
त्याच दिवशी 13वा दिवस. समजलं का तुम्हाला?
समजले.
So here, Bappaji is very passionate about explaining, sharing the information. So he keeps coming back to Baba's 13वां दिन. So a question asked to him was about, we know Baba's beard was there. And in other interviews, what Dr. Antonio did, I learned that, it was very thin. And the question asked to Bappaji is how frequently Baba used to do. So he is saying his beard, he used to shave in very rarely, 6 months to 12 months. But then he keep coming back to the Terwa Din. He's saying one Mumbaikar, he spent 30,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees un dino mein. That's a lot of money in feeding different types of bhojan to devotees on his Terwa Din, right?
750 रुपये रोज वाटायचे राणी छाप. मग काय गाठोड भर आहे, गाथा आहे, थोडं नाही ते. कोणाला किती पैसे देत होते हे तुम्हाला सांगायला पाहिजे.
So this was the last clip. What Bappaji is saying, ki Baba used to distribute 750 rupees Rani Chap, right? That means he will that the coins had the chap of Rani, Queen Elizabeth. And what he's saying is Baba has a lot of stories. What we can tell, the more you tell, the less it is, right? Because Baba has a lot of stories. And like Dr. Antonio mentioned, this interview was done, I think, 2 hours long, right? But I have taken the snippets to accommodate in this episode. And I also have taken the liberty to organize in a fashion so that there's a continuity, because in the first interview there was information about samadhi, in the second also. So I combined them so that it's user friendly, or for us to hear it together. So Dr. Antonio, anything you would like to add?
Well, I remember that he was very hospitable and very friendly. He was very, he wanted my interpreter to understand very, very well what he was saying. And this is the reason why he repeated many times some concepts. He wanted the interpreter and myself to understand well. And then he also, I remember after the interview, he wanted to show us the coin he had treasured from Sai Baba as a relic. And so he allowed me even to take a photograph of the coin, which he had in his hand. And then we went out of his house and we took a picture even of himself just in front of the house.
Okay. So this is the coin picture that Dr. Antonio is referring to. That's Bappaji's hand, blessed hand, with which he had, touched Baba, right? I think this is really a divine feeling, right? I think Dr. Antonio, you are blessed to met Bappaji and other devotees who actually were directly in contact with Baba. I think this is really great. And hearing Bappaji's voice, he's full of passion, and he, like you said rightly, he wants us to take this message, right? He did not tell us few things like when we asked what blessings you got, he said that's for me, not for you, so I will not share. And that's very typical for many of the devotees of that time. So सार्थक जी, कुछ आप कहना चाहेंगे? आपने सुनी है ये? अनम्यूट करो.
सर बहुत अच्छा था, हमने कभी सुना नहीं था.
Okay, great. So you can mute yourself. Okay, so what we will do is, I think that's what I wanted to share. Again, I will reiterate one thing. These dates are irrelevant for all of us. What date, all that stuff. And what is more important is, how actually hearing from these things, Baba's daily routine, Baba's teachings, the same concept, Baba telling to different devotees, same and thing. These are patterns, right? That takes us back into 1900s when Baba was there, and gives us we are in dwarkamai. So I will put that. You can go for the full recordings and book on Dr. Antonio's site, right? And how we will do is we'll conclude this session with our the Sai Bhajan, that's a Sai Bhavani that
A few
encapsulates
questions,
all the
Sairam
stuff.
sir.
Yeah.
Sairam sir. There are a few questions on the YouTube. The one thing is there are some people, devotees on the YouTube asking for the regular program links. How could we help them? One. Second was exactly where was the Shanti Bhavan located at that point of time, or where it is now. And third one, Dr. Pillai wanted to see Sai Baba wanted to see Dr. Pillai on 15th October or something like that has been said. That is some. There are three things on the YouTube.
So Shanti Bhavan used to be there, and where, you know, when you are going from Samadhi Mandir to those three mandir, Ganpati, Shani, Shiv Mandir, when you turn left, that place Shanti Bhavan used to be there. Used to be, not okay. So near that there was a Bavadi. That's what is referred to. And then the second thing was Dr. Pillai. So Dr. Pillai was in the Dikshit Wada. So Baba asked Bappaji, go get Dr. Pillai from Dikshit Wada. And then he went there, and by the time he came back to Dwarkamai, Baba has already left. Right. And for link, you can post my number, and I will share the WhatsApp group with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sairam.
So I think, Sairam, what we have to close that YouTube link, because otherwise the recording will not get uploaded to that. So if you can put it there quickly, I will end the stream and then stay. So Dr. Antonio, you were there in Shirdi for how long? 15 days, right?
I was in Shirdi, yes, for about 15 days, more or less, 2.5 weeks.
Okay, all right. And Bappaji was he was tall. Bappaji was tall, right?
Yeah, he was very tall. And as you said in the beginning, there was some difficulty in assessing his age. But when he said that he was 24, when Sai Baba took mahasamadhi in 1918, we understood that he must have been 91 in 85.
Yeah. So age is an issue with during that time, especially in villages, because a lot of people did not know. Okay, so we will end the stream, because otherwise it will not get uploaded to the YouTube. So let me end the YouTube.